Today, we're talking about what's quickly becoming one of the most hyped mirrorless cameras in recent memory, the Sony A7V. As rumors continue to swirl, the excitement around this upcoming full-frame beast is building fast, and with good reason. Sony's Alpha series has long stood as a hallmark of innovation, balancing elite photo capabilities with advanced video performance. And now, the A7V looks poised to raise the bar across the board. A new chapter in hybrid photography and videography. The Sony A755 is expected to serve as the successor to the beloved Sony A7 IV, released back in 2021. That camera already struck an ideal balance between resolution, speed, and usability. But with the A7V, Sony appears ready to redefine what we expect from a full-frame hybrid mirrorless camera in 2025. Let's start with what's rumored under the hood. The A7 May 5th pack a brand new 44MP back-illuminated XMR CMOS sensor, a move that would bridge the gap between Sony's ultra-high-res A7R line and the low-light optimized A7S series. This resolution sweet spot allows the A7V to handle detailed stills while also serving as a serious tool for filmmakers and content creators, paired with the likely inclusion of the next-generation Bionz XR processor, or even the expected dual-chip Bionz Z architecture seen in other pro-grade bodies like the FX30 and A12, we could see dramatic improvements in processing power. Think faster data throughput, quicker autofocus, and better rolling shutter suppression, smarter autofocus, enhanced subject detection. Sony is continuing its trend of integrating AI-driven autofocus systems, and the A7V is expected to benefit from this tech evolution. Drawing inspiration from the A7R5 and A9 III, this means deep learning-based subject recognition, giving you pinpoint accurate focus on humans, animals, birds, vehicles, and even insects, expanded autofocus coverage and better low-light focusing will also help those working in dynamic or unpredictable environments. Whether you're shooting wildlife, fast-paced events, or cinematic B-roll, this camera will likely keep up. Game-changing burst and buffer speed. The A7V could see a huge step forward in continuous shooting, potentially offering 15 to 20 frames per second burst rates using the electronic shutter, with near-zero blackout. This positions the camera as a strong tool for sports photographers, wildlife shooters, and action videographers who previously leaned toward the A9 or A1 series. Deeper buffer capacity is also anticipated, meaning you'll be able to shoot longer sequences without interruption, a big leap from the A7 IV's 10 frames per second limitation. Next-level video capabilities. One of the most exciting upgrades expected in the A7V is its video recording prowess. Rumors indicate full sensor 8K video at up to 30 frames per second, and 4K recording at 120 frames per second, both without a crop. If Sony manages to integrate full pixel readout with no line skipping or binning, this would result in some of the cleanest, most detailed footage in any mirrorless camera in its class, and thanks to Cinetone, 10-bit 4:2:2 internal recording, and support for high-efficiency codecs like ZAVC-HS and All-Intra, the A7V is shaping up to be a professional video powerhouse. Content creators, YouTubers, and indie filmmakers will especially appreciate the internal raw video output via HDMI, which boosts post-production flexibility without needing an external recorder. Stabilization, displays, and ergonomics, polished. For pro, Sony's in-body image stabilization is already excellent, but in the A7V we could see up to 8 stops of stabilization, improved by a more refined algorithm and better Euro data tracking, ideal for handheld shooting and run-and-gun filmmaking. Also rumored is the introduction of Active IS+, a new stabilization mode that further smooths footage when panning or walking. Design-wise, expect the A7V to build upon the ergonomic gains of the A7 IV, with a larger grip, more intuitive button placement, and a fully articulating, high-brightness LCD for easier vlogging and flexible shooting angles. The EVF might get a massive bump, possibly to 9.44 million dots with 120 Hz refresh rate, giving shooters a buttery smooth live view with minimal lag, storage, connectivity, and workflow improvements like recent Alpha models. The A7V is expected to include dual card slots supporting CF Express Type A and UHS-2 SD cards, giving professionals the redundancy and fast write speeds needed for 8K and high frame rate 4K workflows. Thermal control is another area Sony is tackling. Given how hybrid shooters are pushing these cameras harder than ever, expect cooling enhancements inspired by the FX3 or A7S III, possibly including internal heat sinks and optimized firmware to minimize overheating during long recording sessions. In terms of connectivity, the A7V should arrive future-ready, Wi-Fi 6E, USB-C 3.2 Gen 2, and improved tethering capabilities make the camera a solid option for studio, live streaming, and remote production. Cloud integration and mobile-first workflows are also expected, as Sony continues its push into collaborative creator ecosystems, new UI, creative looks, and custom control. Sony may overhaul the user interface as well, bringing in the cleaner, more customizable menu system from the A7V and FX series. That includes mode-specific customizations for video versus stills, dedicated My Menu layouts, and a redesigned function menu for creators, new picture profiles, creative looks, and LUT. Previewing tools may be on board. This makes it easier to shoot footage ready for color grading, or deliver a final look straight from the camera. Power, durability, and new accessories. Battery life should stay consistent with the NP-FC100, Sony's flagship power cell, though power efficiency tweaks via new processors might extend real-world usage. USB power delivery and dummy battery support are ideal for live streams, podcasts, and studio shooting. The A7V will likely retain magnesium alloy construction, dust and weather sealing, and a durable shutter rated for hundreds of thousands of cycles. Ensuring reliability even in extreme conditions, Sony might also release a dedicated vertical grip, offering dual battery support and improved ergonomics for portrait shooters, complete with additional customizable buttons. Final thoughts: is the Sony A7V the all-in-one mirrorless king? Positioned between the A7V and A7S III, the Sony A7V looks set to be the ultimate all-rounder. Whether you're capturing ultra-sharp landscapes, high-speed action, YouTube content, or cinematic interviews, this is a camera designed to do it all without compromise. With competitors like the Canon EOS R5 Mark II and Nikon Z6 III entering the scene, Sony is clearly aiming to stay ahead, not just keep up. If the pricing lands in the rumored $2,699 to $2,999 range, it will be a serious value proposition given the cutting-edge specs.